back again. That's the driver's side rear suspension and wishbones, drive shaft. It's all there, it's all removed, same as the other side. And I'm actually quite glad I did that, because I don't know if we get a good enough view, but it does greatly improve my chances of getting the diff out without too much of a struggle, I think. So what I'm planning on doing now is I'm going to drain the oil from the diff, which comes out of this plug here. It's just a 13mm spanner, and get all the old oil out. And then there's I think I'll probably remove the drive shaft, the prop shaft, which is held on by 4 bolts. I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, there you can see as I turn the prop. There's 1, 2, 3, and there's another one. So they look easy enough to undo. Now the prop shaft on these is actually just pushed straight into the gearbox here on a spline, and there's nothing to keep the oil in the gearbox. I'm hoping, because my car's tipped forwards with the back being jacked up, that I'm not going to lose any oil out of the gearbox there. I know for a fact if it was jacked up the other way, the oil would pour back. So because the nose on the prop is the seal, really. That's what keeps the oil in there. So I'm probably just going to drain the oil, remove the prop, and then loosen these mounting bolts here and 2 above for the diff. I think I'll just loosen them all, and there's another one there. There you can see, pointing the camera in totally the wrong direction. There we go. There's one there, and one, where are we? There as well. So I think I'll just loosen them all off, and I'll get a gauge of the weight of the diff and see if I can manage it by myself. And if not, I'll wait until I can get a friend round to give me a lift with it, I think, because I certainly don't want to be ending up dropping that and either damaging myself or the diff. So that's what I'm going to do for now, just get the oil out and loosen a few bolts off. So that's it for now. Okay, a little bit more progress. That's the prop shaft removed there, and as you can see, if we look up into the transmission tunnel, there is the end of the gearbox, the spline where the prop shaft goes in at that end, and the handbrake cable you can see up there as well. You can see how inaccessible all this stuff is, really, if you're having trouble with it. You imagine if you've got the exhaust on and everything else that belongs underneath here, you get a real pain in the backside to do some of these jobs, but they have to be done, unfortunately, so that's the way it is. And then at the other end here, you can see that's the speedometer sensor at the top there, just up there. So you can imagine if you have trouble with that, that is going to be a real pain to replace. I know it's unlikely to get damaged up there, but if it went faulty or something happened to it, that the speedometer wasn't working, that's going to be a real pain in the backside to have to rip that out and swap it over. These are the teeth, obviously, that the sensor counts as it goes around. So that's that side of it. So I've drained the oil off. It came out quite clean as well. So I was expecting it to look a bit worse than it was, but it didn't look too bad. Just another thing that I thought might be worth a mention is one of the things that I've been doing as I dismantle parts, especially rotating parts like drive shafts and prop shafts, is mark them. I've just centre punched the flange there, and I've also centre punched the corresponding position on the prop shaft. Same on the output flange, on the output drive shafts as well at the back there. Because it's always good practice, I think, to put parts back where they came from in the exact position, and you're less likely to run into trouble with vibration or bits not fitting quite as well as they did when you pulled them apart, really. So I just think, again, good practice to mark things off and replace them where they came from, put the same bolts into the same holes, and you're less likely to run into trouble. So final part for today is I'm going to loosen all the diff bolts off, and then I'm going to make a judgment call on whether I actually remove it or not. Looking at it, I think it's unlikely. I think I'll just loosen the bolts and get it ready for when my friend comes round and we can both lift together, and less of a struggle really. So that will be it for today, I think. Just loosen the bolts off and we'll see where we go. Okay. Discovered a problem with the mounting on the diff. I've undone the front ones and they've all come undone nicely. Some of them were quite tight, but I managed to get them all out. And I came to undo the back one at the top of the diff, and I've actually found that the bolt is loose. And if I get a bar like this and put it underneath the diff like that, I don't know if you can see, but that noise, that clunking noise, is the exact same noise that I get as I'm driving along. It rattles right through the car. So I'm pretty sure that I found the root of my problem. Is that it's not an internal problem with the diff at all. It's a mounting problem, and it looks as though what's happened is the bolts come loose and it's elongated the mounting bracket holes, and it's given them enough room to have some play in there now. So I think I'll still take the diff out and have a look at the bracket and that, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to send it away now. I think that is the root of my problem. So that's it for now. Just shows you've got to check everything on these things.